Welcome to the world's #1 fitness business podcast for health club owners, gym managers, and fitness entrepreneurs. As always, this will be a great show as we have another expert to help your fitness business and your career. We'd like to thank our premier sponsor, Active Management, for supporting us, and we highly recommend becoming a member of Active Management to strengthen your business in 2016. There are loads of resources members receive, so join the Active Tribe today at www.activemgmt.com.au. Now that's enough from me. Let's welcome the show's amazing host, Chantal. What's on this week's show?
Thank you so much, Harper. Welcome back, everyone. Now, needless to say, I have another amazing guest for you this week. And this time, you've actually met him before because today's special guest is Sean Greeley, the founder and CEO of Net Profit Explosion. And he first appeared with us fairly recently, which was on show 63, when he talked us through how to get a really thorough understanding of our customers through creating an avatar. Well, he's back again, and this time we're talking about what he calls the auto closer, which is a 7.5-step fitness sales system created by his business, NPE. My favorite part about today's interview is that Sean throws in a script and some really cool phrases that you can copy and you can use in your own sales process. So make sure that you listen up for those. So last week, you may have heard that I was reading a new book called Hug Your Haters by Jay Baer. Well, I interviewed Jay last week and oh my God, he is absolutely awesome. This guy, he has something like 215,000 Twitter followers, right? He has written 5 books. And he did this interview for our little show and I was totally blown away and you guys are absolutely going to love it. I've pretty much spent the entire week telling everyone that I know to go out and read this book. So make sure you consider this as your reminder. Read Hug Your Haters. Then tune into Podtober, show 75, which is coming up at the end of October to hear my interview with Jay. I promise you're going to love it. Now, as you probably know by now, I'm always on the lookout for people to come on the show, and it definitely feels like a while since we've had a listener interview. So this is your chance. If you love the show, if you love podcasts, and if you fancy having your voice played out all across the globe, then I want to hear from you. All you need to do is go over to fitnessbusinesspodcast.com and click on the contact button. Send me through your details and I will be in touch. It is that easy. Now, I want to have a quick reminder and thank one of our wonderful sponsors, Tribe Team Training. Tribe Team Training are the world leaders in getting more members engaged, retained, and paying extra for small group training. That sound means that it's flashback time. And this week's flashback is none other than Sean Greeley. And it's from his first show with us, which was show 63. If you missed that show, go back and check it out. That is show 63, and you can find it on iTunes or over on fitnessbusinesspodcast.com. Speaking of our wonderful guests, in a few weeks' time, we have some very special guests on the way who are going to share with us the incredible work that they've been doing in their local communities. And one of those businesses has raised almost $250,000 for their local charities. I can't wait to share their story with you. That interview is coming up in late September. So to make sure that you don't miss out, jump over and subscribe to the show notes at fitnessbusinesspodcast.com. Sean Greeley has an unrelenting passion for growing people and companies. Over the last 10 years, he's developed Net Profit Explosion into the global fitness community that empowers entrepreneurs at every stage of business growth and development. NPE now serves over 21,500 fitness business owners in 95 countries, with offices in the US, the UK, and Australia. The company has been listed 6 times on the INC 500/5000 list of fastest growing privately owned US corporations, with over 10 million plus in annual revenues in 2015. Now, Tribe, before we get into today's show, I just want to remind you that this is part 2 of my interview with Sean. And so you're going to hear him refer to Kim. Now, Kim is the ideal customer avatar that we created back in show 63. So just keep that in mind as we tune in, because I've just asked Sean to talk us through the best sales process for a new prospect.
We teach a 7.5 step sales process. And we call it 0.5 just because the first step happens before you get face-to-face. If in most cases, fitness professionals are selling face-to-face. And so step 0.5 is pre-qualification. Chantel, if you think about what are the top objections that you've gotten to selling fitness services in the past, what are the number one reasons why people say they can't sign up? So money and time. And really what we want to do is make sure that we eliminate those objections before we even get face-to-face. And really, I'll share that there's one more that's a big one. That's the ability to where they say, I've got to think it over, or I got to speak with a partner, right? And really speak with a partner because of money, because it's a lot of money, right? So maybe they need to talk with a partner before they spend the money. So it always comes back to money and value exchange. But we want to address that before everyone you meet with for a sit-down consultation, they can A, afford you, and B, make a buying decision. Because if they don't have those things, it's impossible to make a sale, right? So they've got to have those two requirements. So pre-qualification is really just about making sure that you're spending time with people who can A, afford you, B, make a buying decision. And there's some scripting we teach around that, but it really is asking a couple questions, giving an overview of your programs, giving a range of pricing. We recommend giving the range of pricing in terms of monthly, spend, or in Australia it'd be weekly spend, right? It's the typical way we pay your bills in Australia. And asking people, is that in your budget? And they're either going to say yes, and you're going to continue, and you're going to say great, or they're going to say no, it's not. I said, okay, well, I don't think I can help you, or refer them on to your website, or go watch my YouTube video, or whatever you want. But, it's not worth your time getting face-to-face, right? So, and then the next thing is to make sure they have the ability to make a buying decision. Now, in the case of let's use our avatar, Kim, how do we ask Kim, nicely if she can make a decision? You don't want to say, hey, Kim, do you need to ask, your husband if you can take out the credit card and spend money today because it's a lot of money, and I'm sure you need to ask permission, right? That would be incredibly rude, and you'd say they'd hang up on you, right? So how do we address that question and have people feel good about it? Well, the answer is to pre-frame it correctly. And so I'll teach share a little scripting we use that we teach, and that's let's say Kim. When a lot of our current clients were signing up for our programs, they preferred to review the information with their spouse or partner before they signed up. And frankly, Kim, we encourage it, because when your family is on board with you making changes in your lifestyle and your health goals, and supportive of that, then everything works better. And this is going to be so much more effective for you and your family and getting to where you want to be. So Kim, can I ask you, providing you like what we have to offer, is there anyone else involved in you making a decision to work with us? And now you've just given Kim permission to not only admit that, there's someone else involved, but to feel good about it, because you've said, Kim, most of our clients wanted to review with someone, and we encourage it because it's good for you. And so now you're making Kim feel good about expressing what might be uncomfortable if you phrased it differently. And so now Kim gets to say, yes, there is, or no, there isn't. And you can move forward. And frankly, that little tip right there and that scripting has been so effective for not only helping clients to come and sign up and move forward with their goals, but to very often when the spouse or partner comes in to get excited, engaged about the program and the lifestyle changes, and to sign up. And now you end up getting 2 clients instead of 1. And I can't tell you how many times, that's happened, or the partners have signed up and then they brought the kids in for kids classes and all kinds of things that come out of that by just taking time to pre-frame that correctly.
That's great, Sean. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing that little script with us, and because I know that a lot of our tribe will be able to take that away and use that straight away. Thank you.
You got it. So that's pre-qualification. Next is rapport building, and that is simply about developing some common ground. So the first thing, you got to think about the emotional place of Kim walking in to meet with you for the first time. She sees Chantel as like this super fit model, right? She's intimidated by you because you look amazing and you must have just been born fit and it's easy for you, and sees maybe other clients and they look amazing. And Kim is afraid to, look in the mirror because she's not feeling confident about herself right now. And maybe your clothes don't fit and all this kind of thing. So the first thing that we want to do is help Kim to feel comfortable. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And so we want to, build rapport. And so, they come in, they're a little intimidated and they have no idea what's going to happen to you, right? Kim doesn't know if you're going to make her, get naked and measure her fat or take photos that are uncomfortable or what's going to happen, right? So they have no idea. And so you want to help Kim relax and just say, Kim, great. I see you live in this part of Sydney, my sister lives over there and the kids go to this school, do you live by that school, or whatever it may be, whatever Kim suggested, but find a way to break the ice, find some common ground, have something connect and engage on, and just smile. Smiling is one of the most important things to do. It's one of the best things you can do when you meet somebody is smile. And if you do that authentically and really in a way that, you care, then people feel that energy and they relax. And that's what you're trying to do in building rapport, is helping people relax. So step 2 is discovery questions. And this is really about, there's, depending on the package, the size of the transaction, generally the bigger transactions, you're going to have more discovery questions to establish more, needs, so you can attach a value to the solution. But the top 3 questions we recommend for every consultation are, number 1 is, tell me a little about your health and fitness goals. And that question has been wordsmith tested, millions of times. Tell me a little bit about, and it has to be in that tone. Tell me a little bit about your health and fitness goals. Can't be an interrogation. So you can't say, tell me about your health and fitness goals. It's got to be a space for people to walk into. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your health and fitness goals is question number 1. They're going to tell you about their goals. You're going to say, why are those goals important to you? And this is where you're trying to drill down to an emotional driver. At the end of the day, there's a lot of people that are unconfident about their body in the world, but only a few people are willing to do something about it. Why? Well, because they are emotionally driven to take action about the issue. And people have to be in either enough pain to take action or enough drive to go accomplish a goal before we do anything, right? Otherwise, why would we, right? Most people don't take action. So you've got to find what is the emotional driver. And you got to do that as a coach dealing with an athlete or a client. And you have to know the emotional driver as a sales professional of the person you're working with, because only then can you help guide them in the right direction. So you want to drill down to really find out what are the emotional reasons why that goal is important to them. And then lastly, how committed are you to achieving your goals on a scale of 1 to 10? At the end of the day, commitment is the only thing that creates change. I can have goals and I can have an emotional reason why it's important to me, but unless I'm committed to do anything about it, nothing will ever change. But if I am committed, then everything can change. And so you've got to ask your clients, and you've got to have, ultimately as a coach, you have to lead people to that place where they make a commitment. That's what a buying decision is. It is a commitment to solve a problem or achieve a goal. And that's what you're doing in the sales process. So it's guiding them to that moment where they commit to what they want to do. It's not about you. It's not about your program. It's about their emotional desire to solve a problem, achieve a goal, and their level of commitment to do so. So those are the 3 questions. There's more questions and more things, but those are the top 3. And then we've got identifying needs and problem building, which kind of go together. That's really important. Identifying needs is where you are essentially repeating back to Kim what she's told you. And we all, as health and fitness professionals, you know the needs the second you see Kim, right? You see that Kim is overweight. She looks, stressed and fatigued, and you know the issues, right? She's got high stress in her life from maybe kids, maybe work, maybe both. She's probably not getting enough sleep. She's not feeding her body the appropriate nutrition, and she is not moving her body with exercise. And those issues have got to be corrected in her lifestyle to change the result, right? So those needs. But the crazy thing is, Kim doesn't know those needs, right? She's not aware that those are the needs. If she was, she would have addressed them a while ago. It wouldn't be in front of you. So what we've got to address is helping Kim get clear about her needs. And so, this is where, depending on the questions, we would say, Kim, what I've heard you say is that, you're busy running around with 2 kids, also taking care of your family, you're working part-time, you're getting, 5-6 hours sleep a night, your stress levels are high, you've been gaining weight consistently over the last few years, and your clothes don't fit anymore, and you're not feeling good about yourself or your body. Is that right? And that sounds kind of brutal, actually, when you put it all together. But that's exactly what Kim has just told you, and that is the reality that Kim is living in today. And people have to, we call this step kind of holding up the mirror, because Kim has to look at the world as it is before she can change it to be what she wants it to be. And she has to be willing to accept that is the reality. And so you're helping them to get clear with the facts, because most people are in denial about the facts. We're in denial about this part of our life or that part of our life, and that's why we avoid it, and that's why we don't take action. That's why we end up in a scenario where we're not happy. We don't like what we see in the mirror. So you've got to get Kim to agree on the facts. And if you've literally just asked the questions and she's giving the responses, and now you're kind of pulling them together, she can't run away from that. Sometimes that stuff can get a little emotional too, because people, when they finally look in the mirror, so to speak, whatever that may be, the metaphoric mirror of their life and the circumstances that they have created around them, it can be emotionally difficult to face, but we've got to, that's day one, right? We got to be willing to face that reality, to make a decision if we want to change. And it should be, if it doesn't make you uncomfortable, then what are you doing here, right? So that means you're doing it right. Yeah. And then we go into problem building, and that's really helping Kim to understand the needs and what are the problems that create those symptoms, right? And so a little transition phrase we use is, Kim, these are all just symptoms of bigger problems that come from, number one, not having a complete program that addresses all the issues holistically we need to address with your nutrition, with your sleep, with your exercise. It's not having and number two, the knowledge of how to actually structure a program that's going to address those things and give you a plan step by step that's going to guide you to where you want to be. And three, having the support system to actually execute the plan and not only make the changes to get your goals, but to change the habits that are going to help you maintain this new lifestyle where you want to be for the rest of your life. And so let me tell you a little bit how we're going to help you solve these problems. And then we transition into step five, which is the presentation. And this is where we teach people to use a visual presentation. So much like a PowerPoint deck or a slides or any type of presentation, but that really defines the process of when someone signs up, what do you do, right? It has like step one, we do this, step two, we do this. So it really just is the recipe of how you work with a client. And that will include things like, goal setting, assessment, program design, working through the program, reassessing, updating, all those kind of things. It'll also, a good presentation will also include results of testimonials and people you've worked with like Kim and Kim's demographic. If we want to show Kim pictures of other Kims that we've worked with, we don't want to show Kim pictures of Mike's or Bob's. We want to show more Kims that match the story of Kim that she's going to identify with and feel confident, and you have the ability to help people like Kim. We want to obviously address price, and there's some things we teach around a presentation of price that are really important. I won't have time to get into all that today, but essentially we've had since April 2010, we have a control we've been teaching for years about how to present price and packaging. And it's best in terms of a good, better, best approach and in terms of time, because time, nobody wants sessions. What people want is to solve a problem or achieve a goal, and that has to be tied to the length of time to do so. So presenting packaging in terms of time is most effective, and there's a slide visually that helps to explain that. And then we go through the close. And we teach an alternate choice close, which is really simple. Just say, Kim, based on what I've heard you tell me today, I'm recommending either, program A or program B, and program A is a little better value for the full commitment up front. Which one's best for you? And what we're doing there, essentially, we're presenting a fork in the road. We're saying, Kim, here's door number 1. Here's door number 2. Which one do you want? And both doors go to success, right? Both doors go to Kim signing up as a client with you, Kim actually committing to the program that's going to change her life and help her achieve her goals and where she wants to be. We didn't say, Kim, do you want door number 1, door number 2? Do you want to just run away and go home? We said door number 1 or door number 2. And so we're framing the choice of, Kim, you want A or B? And so that leads Kim to make the decision, which is really powerful. Kim has got to make that moment when Kim says door number 1 is when Kim is making that commitment, when she's making that buying decision. It's when she is claiming like her personal power to change her world. And I think that moment right there, that's what gets me so excited. That moment of that decision is what kicks off everything that we do, everything. And when you get really focused to be a professional in how to guide people to that place, to make that decision, it's their decision, it's not yours. But when you guide them to help them do that in a safe environment where they feel comfortable, that's just magic. And so I get really excited about sales. I get really excited about helping people make growth decisions, even when they're hard. And that's awesome. So that's the close. So if we missed a step, we go to step 7, which is the bonus round. I call it objection handling. And that's where, generally speaking, you've missed something. You missed either the pre-qual. So because if people can A, afford you, B, make a buying decision, all you can do is screw it up. And so you've either missed the pre-qual or you've done something that makes them uncomfortable. Generally, it's going to be you didn't do effective problem building, identify needs and problem building. You've got to fix those steps because once there's a need, that's when you get to attach a value to the solution. And that's what sales is all about. So there is a process of how to handle objections. We teach 5 steps of how to handle objections. I won't go into those today, but those are the 7.5 steps to sales.
I want to say a big thanks to Sean for coming back on the show. How great was that script that he shared? That's what I mentioned right up front. Now, I've got 2 important things to tell you. Number 1, Sean has organized a gift for all of the listeners of Fitness Business Podcast. So to claim that gift, all you need to do is go to fitnessbusinesspodcast.com/NPE. Okay, I'll put it in the show notes as well. Secondly, I have really found that the info that Sean gave us both in this week's show and in the previous one was so practical and so valuable that I've asked him to come back again. And next time we catch up with Sean, he's going to be talking to us about digital marketing. I am super excited about that, and I cannot wait to bring that one to you in the next month.
The Fitness Business Podcast is very appreciative of our podcast partners. Here's a quick word from one of our partners.
Professional facilitation with a group of non-competing owners to stay ahead of the industry curve is the USP of Rex Roundtables. To find your local roundtable, go to rexroundtables.com. That's rexroundtables.com.
Get ready for this week's bonus segment, your extra injection of information, education, and inspiration to strengthen your fitness business.
Okay, so what's happening event-wise this week? Well, it seems that the hot topic right now is online personal training. And the event that you need to know about is this one. It is called the Fitness Entrepreneur Summit. And to tell you all about it, I spoke to the event host, Niall Rooney. Tribe, it's with great pleasure that I introduce you to Niall Rooney, the host of the Fitness Entrepreneur Summit. Welcome to the show, Niall.
Thanks, Chantal. It's great to be here.
Now, you're here today to tell us all about the summit. Tell us, what is the Fitness Entrepreneur Summit?
So the Fitness Entrepreneur Summit is a virtual online summit which brings together over 35 of the fitness industry's most successful entrepreneurs. And these are people who have built literally million-dollar businesses from the ground up. And, people such as Charles Poliquin, John Goodman, Rachel Guy, and John Spencer Ellis, just to name a few. And we have interviewed all of these amazing guys and girls from all over the world to find out the secrets to their successes and pass them on to all of the up-and-coming fitness professionals out there so that we can give them a leg up in this crowded and competitive industry.
That sounds great. So who would you say should be registering to attend the summit?
So the summit is aimed at fitness professionals who are either new to the industry or feel stuck in the mud within their current business. And We aim to give fitness professionals access to the top 1% of the industry to really help take their business to the next level. So whether you work offline or online, whether you sell coaching, clothing, or even supplements, we have so much value to give everyone within the fitness industry.
And what are the dates of the event?
So the event starts on the 19th of September, and the summit is free to join. And the best way to register is to go to www.tfesummit.com. And if you just enter your name and email address, we'll send you a welcome pack and give you details on how you can get access to the interviews once they go live on the 19th of September.
That's awesome. Well, we love the price tag on that. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
So tell us, if people log on, they register to take part in the summit or to attend the summit, tell us what are some of the key things that they'll walk away with at the end.
Well, this is the best bit of all. So if you sign up to the summit, you're going to get over 40 hours of free mentorship and coaching from some of the fitness industry's most successful business owners. We've asked them some very direct questions on how they took their businesses from nothing at all to where they are today. And they've provided their tips on how they would do it all over again so that you can take their advice and get out there and run with it and try to replicate their success by using their proven principles and strategies. And as the host of the show, I have learned so much while hosting the interviews, and the information contained within the interviews will absolutely transform how you do business, and it'll have an overall amazing impact on your quality of life.
Well, that sounds very, very good. So one more time, do you want to just remind us what are the dates of the summit and where do people need to go to register?
Yep. So once again, the summit is free to join, and the best way to register is to go to www.tfesummit.com and just enter your name and email address, and we'll tell you once everything kicks off on the 19th of September.
That is brilliant. Niall, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. We wish you all the very best for the Fitness Entrepreneur Summit.
It's been great fun. Thanks for the opportunity, Chantal.
Thanks, Niall.
It's time for the Fitness Business Podcast Wrap.
Here are my top takeaways from this week's show with Sean Greeley. He said that pre-qualification is essential first step before starting the sales process. He said, consider scripting your conversation with clients. And don't forget, he gave us that great example of pre-framing your questions. He also said that you must make your prospect feel comfortable and that smiling and finding common ground is a great way to do this. A buying decision is a commitment to solve a problem or achieve a goal. And last but not least, he said, have a visual representation of the recipe of how you work with your clients and present that to them. Can I have a drum roll, please, Harper? Drive, it's time to announce the winner of our August prize. This is a big one. It was a ticket to the Net Profit Explosion Mega Training Event. And the winner is John from Human Design. Congratulations, John. You have won your ticket to Net Profit Explosion Mega Training Event, and we will be in touch shortly. Congratulations, and thank you to everyone that entered the draw for our August prize. Thanks for joining me for another week of the Fitness Business Podcast. And remember, what you leave behind is not what's engraved in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others.
Great show this week that you should be suffering DOMs, delayed onset mind soreness, as you are overloaded and that's when your mind is strengthened. You and your business have been strengthened thanks to the amazing support of our premier sponsor, Active Management. Check out www.activemgmt.com.au only if you want to strengthen your business and your leadership. Don't forget all today's links and notes are found at www.fitnessbusinesspodcast.com, where you can also subscribe and never miss a show and maybe win a prize. Next week is another incredible guest with Chantal, so get ready for more Fit Bizpiration.